Okay, we're going to try this again. My apologies. I am moving my office and in the process of changing computers over. I guess I recorded and shared a video that didn't have any audio, so I apologize for that. Doreen, thanks for letting me know. Not sure what the problem was. So anyway, just to recap what I said earlier in the video that didn't have any audio. It's our last week, and I appreciate all the great work that you've done. I really am honored to have an opportunity to work with you. And I've said this throughout the term, each one of you are extraordinary people. I'm sure you're extraordinary in your jobs, whatever you do in your personal lives, your careers, because you've certainly done a great job in the class. And you're each to be commended for going the extra mile to learn all the material, all the issues that we've discussed this term in public health preparedness, all the hazards that we've discussed. And this week we've talked about bioterrorism, we've talked about some of the agents of war. You're really going the extra mile to work hard. And I look forward to seeing your final assignments. If you've not started on those, try to get them into me as soon as you can. Obviously you have time, rest of the week. Take a look at the messing assignments, look at the instructions, make sure that you use the announcements and the tips and examples that I shared with you. They're in the announcements to help you. Now I wanted to give you some extra tools while we're here too. Some of the things that I like to do. Let me turn this radio down. I apologize. I have a whole bunch of radios. And they seem to be going off. So I apologize for that. But hey, it's live video, right? Live video, so you get the full effects of everything that goes on, radios and everything else. So at least you get a little part of what I do. Some of the tools that I like when we talk about bioterrorism, biohazards. One of the books that I like is a Chem Bio Handbook by James. It's not a cheap book. These books are pretty expensive. They're about $50–$60, and it's just a small book. That's a lot of information in this little small book. Similar to the ERG, if you're familiar with this emergency response guide, but this has different properties. Hydrocyanic acid, all the things that we've talked about, VX, different nerve agents, how they're delivered. That's good information. The FBI and the CDC have put together, this is an older edition, but it works just fine. Criminal and Epidemiological Investigation Handbook gives you some good tips about, let me show you that again, good information on how that process goes, so you might take a look at that. The James Chem Bio book has changed a few times. This one is available from the National Emergency Response and Rescue Training Center at Texas A&M University in College Station. And you may be able to get these from your state emergency management agency as well. There's books that I like to have in my toolbox. This one is Indicators and Warnings of Improvised Chemical and Biological Agent Production. This is another one that's available from the CDC, FBI, USDA, Criminal Investigation Handbook for Agro-Terrorism. And what's good about this one is, even though we're not doing a criminal investigation, it does help you to learn a great deal about the processes, some of the different indicators and epidemiology, as well as how to work with law enforcement, how to process some of the evidence, just things that we do from the hazmat side. So I'd encourage you to get these if you can. They're free. Didn't cost me anything. Most of these you can get. I have a whole bunch more that I like to keep. For example, I like to keep my Instant Command book. I like to have that available. It changes sometimes, some new NIMS updates, but nothing big, so I like to keep this available. And one thing that I encourage you to get If you've had the PIO class, you may have this book, but if not, I'd encourage you to get the James Crisis Communications Handbook. It sort of looks like this. Keep it with you everywhere you go. It's a little bitty book. It's an expensive book, about $50 depending on where you get it at. It tells you what to do with the interviews, how to take care of the media, use them as your partner, etc. And I'd encourage you to really get these and keep them. Now, the good thing that I really like about smartphones, on my smartphone, man, I've got everything on there. You know, I have Wiser, which has the ERG. It has all this information I just shared with you on Chem Bio. That information is available via Wiser. There's lots of tools and lots of apps that you can get. Some are useful and some are not. And I'd encourage you to get that. If you have a railroad going through your community, sometimes you can work with the railroad and they will give you an app that you put on your phone that tell you exactly what's on the cargo. You can look up the rail number, the car number, and it will give you a manifest and let you look at that manifest, tell you whether or not there's any hazardous chemicals involved, anything that can be used, biological. Those are hard to get. Sometimes they don't like to give them up. It really just depends on what's going on. So anyway, just some good tools for you. Look those up. If you want information, the titles, just email me, send me a text, and I'll send you the titles of what I have, and then you can check around and see if you can get these free. So I look forward to your discussions, your finals. We're almost done, guys and gals, almost done. Summer will be here soon. It's been a tough term, and I know, just like I shared tornadoes and winter storms, you've had winter storms in New England, and it's been a tough term. I know you're ready to have some time off. Certainly probably tired of all my announcements and rambling and APA and all that stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed the course. I hope I've done the right thing and helped you out and helped you learn something. If I haven't, I want you to let me know, and I will certainly do everything to correct that in the future. So see you in the discussions. If you need something, let me know. And thanks for taking time to jump in.